The direction of the current I is reversed. The direction of the flux H is also get reversed. The increment in H reverse direction follow the B to C decreases the value of residual magnetism that gets 0 at point C at certain negative value of H. This negative value H is called coercive force HC. So what is the region here? B to C. No? So B to C. So if you want to decrease the magnetic flux density, B is equal to 0. So some force is required that is called a magnetic field intensity H. So this region is called 0 to C region is called a coercive force. Okay. If you want to reduce the magnetic flux density, so Bm that is called if you want to make the 0. So we require some external force in opposite direction. So that is called HC. So that is called coercive force. Okay, this Br is called residual magnetism. Okay, this length B to O is called residual magnetism. So if you want to reduce the B to 0, the flux density 0, so we require this much of force. Okay, B to C. Okay. Understood. And next, now B gets reverses following path C to D and point D. Again, magnetic saturation takes place, but in opposite direction with respect to the previous case. So like this. So increases like this manner, same as previous case. But if you are decreasing the magnetic flux intensity in this manner, so it's similarly is not follow the previous path, and it's not follow the previous path, and again it's taking another path like this manner. So this graph will become like this manner. Okay, first is increases to this length because of residual magnetism, so like this, because of coercive force. Okay, so this much of force is required, then like this. Same way the path is repeated again in a negative direction also. Okay, instead of following 0, so it's come to here. Okay, so like this it is changes to like this manner. Okay, now B gets reverses and follow the path C to D at point D, and again the magnetic saturation take place. Okay, but in opposite direction with respect to the previous case. At point D, and B and H get maximum value in the reverse direction. It's clear. So next concept is what is a requirement in transformer. Okay, so a transformer is defined as a static device. You know, well, transformer is not having any rotating parts. No? Just is a static device. Okay, there is no rotating parts in transformer. A transformer is defined as a static device. Converts the electrical power from one electric circuit to the another electric circuit without changing of frequency. That is called frequency 50 Hz is constant. 50 Hz according to our Indian standard frequency, F is equal to 50 Hz. Okay, Indian standard frequency is 50 Hz constant. Okay, a transformer is defined as a static device that converts the electrical power from one circuit to another circuit. Okay, the transformer is not a power amplifier. It's not increasing the power. Okay, so input power is equal to the output power. Input power is called, for example, V1I1. Also output power is called V2I2. V1I1 is equal to V2I2. The power cannot be increased. Even though voltage and currents are increasing, okay, that multiplication of voltage and current remains constant. Even though voltage increasing, current decreasing. Okay, so from input side or output side, voltage increases, but simultaneously current decreases. Okay, the multiplication of the resultant of V1I1 or V2I2, output side or input side V1I1, output side V2I2. So power is remains constant. That's why the power transformer is called as a constant power device. Okay, a transformer is defined as a static device converts electrical power from one circuit to the another circuit. Okay, that's primary to secondary or secondary to primary. So if you are connecting the power supply, so one side that is called primary. Okay, one side is another side is connected to the load, that is called secondary. Okay, the primary and secondaries are not fixed. Okay, it is both sides is possible to connect the power supply of transformer. Okay, another, okay, changing without changing the frequency. The transformer is not a frequency changing device. Okay, frequency constant. That is called 50 edges. Input side 50 edges, output side also 50 edges. That's why the transformer is called as constant frequency device. Okay. It can also up down voltage levels. Okay. Voltages levels are changing. Okay. But the power levels are same, remain same. That's why the transformer is a constant power device. In our country, usually the electrical power is generated at 11 kV. So for different type of generating stations, the generally power can be generated 11 kV in thermal power plants or hydro and nuclear. So different type of generating station. So that the electrical power is generated at 11 kV. Okay, 11,000 volts. So one single generator can be possible to generate 11 kV. Okay. For economical reasons, AC power is transmitted at very high voltage levels, 220 kV or 400 kV. So up to maybe 765 kV is also possible to increase the voltage levels by using transformer. Understand? By using different type of substations, it is possible to increase the voltage levels. So above the 400 levels, so 400 kV, not only 400 kV, 765 also voltage to increase the voltage is possible by using transformer for a longer distance. Okay. Therefore, a step-up transformer is applied at generating stations. Step-up transformers are required at generating stations. Okay. To feed a different area, voltage is stepped down to different levels by transformer at various stations. Okay. So generally our domestic applications are operating at 230 volts, 230 volts and 400 volts, 440 volts. Just 415 volts for three phase, 230 volts for single phase. So another step down transformers are required. Okay. To feed different areas. So voltage to be stepped down at different levels of transformers. Okay, very substation. Ultimately, for utilization of electrical power, the voltage step down to 400 to 230 volts for safety reasons. Okay, so our domestic equipments, appliances are operating in ranges 400 to 400 for three phase and 230 for single phase for safety reasons. For these reasons only, our systems are working properly. Okay, if you are operating above 400 or below 3 and 230, 230 volts for single phase, the normal operating voltage is 230 volts. If decreasing the voltage levels 230, so our devices are not operating properly. If you are operating your domestic application devices are above 400, that may be 500, 600. So that may be treated as a high voltage. Okay, that may be damage your home appliances, TV, fridge, fans, like this. Okay, for safety reasons, so we have to operate our devices in this region only, 400 or 230. So by using step down transformer, we have to decrease the voltage levels like this. Okay. So construction and working of single phase transformer. So construction and working of single phase transformer. So single phase transformer, this is called transformer construction. Okay. So primary call and secondary call. Generally, so we can consider as a primary call. This is called transformer core. So only one solid type of core we have to not take. Okay. So we have to take a different type of sheets. Okay. By using different type of sheets are connecting together and we can make a transformer core. So this is one type of sheet and one type of sheet and another different type of sheets are connected together. So like this. Okay. So by connecting these are the different type of sheets together, we have to form a core. So we are not taking single solid type material. Different types of sheets are connected like this. Sheet. This is one sheet and another sheet and another sheet. Okay. These are silicon sheets. So made by silicon. For example, iron also. Some cases iron. So if you want to make a transformer core with iron, so iron type material. So it's divided into like this, different type of parts. Okay. In between these two, some insulation we have to use. Okay, in between these two. So I will tell you later. Okay. So in later class you can easily understand. Transformer is defined as a static device converts electrical power one form to another and one circuit to another circuit. Okay, without changing frequency, it can also be step down or step up the voltage levels. Okay, internally transformer is a energy conversion device. Okay, electric energy to the magnetic energy and magnetic to electrical. But externally, transformer is not an energy change conversion device. Here electrical and here also electrical. The input is electrical, output is electrical. But inside of the transformer, so electrical energy is converted into magnetic energy, and this magnetic energy is converted to electrical. So inside energy is called energy conversion. Inside part is called as a energy conversion, but outside of the transformer is not an energy conversion device. Okay, so transformer not a energy conversion device. So input is electrical, output is electrical, but internally there is an energy conversion, electrical to magnetic and magnetic to electrical, but complete transformer is not a energy conversion device. Okay, so this is called one winding. This generally is called, if you are connecting this power supply here, this is called primary winding. So you are connecting the load secondary side, it's called secondary winding. Okay, the primary and secondary based on connections of the supply. Okay, based on supply, based on load, we can say that this is the primary and this is the secondary. Okay, so generally this transformer represented like this magnetic core. So these lines are indicated like this. It's a magnetic core. Okay, this is called magnetic core. This is called primary winding and a secondary winding. At the primary winding, no more number of turns, you have to indicate more number of coils like this. Okay. At the secondary winding is has more number of turns, so we have to increase more number of turns. Okay, transformer symbol. So general, otherwise some cases. So you have to represent a transformer. Okay. Core type transformer. This is called core type transformer. There are two types of transformers: core type transformer and shell type transformer. This is called shell type transformer. This is called core type transformer. In this core type transformer, so this is called a core. Okay, this is called core. This is called flux linking to the secondary winding like this manner. Okay, so this is called low voltage winding. There are two types of windings are used in a single core. Okay, in this core only. This is called generally, this is called so core of the transformer. This so low voltage winding connected to the near and high voltage lateral high voltage. Low voltage here, high voltage here. Similarly here, low voltage and high voltage. Okay, so these are different about core type construction. So this is called magnetic flux line, magnetic line or the flux. This here also, here the magnetic flux is a constant, is not dividing. Magnetic flux is not dividing in this core type transformer. Okay, but here magnetic flux is divided into 50%. Okay, so like this. Here 50 by pi by 2. Some of 50% of the flux is linking with the this like this. Here also 5 by 2, that is called 50% of the flux links to the secondary winding. The flux is dividing, so like this manner. Here flux is dividing. Okay, so here we are placing winding. So winding we have to place here. So in this also we have to place winding. Okay, windings are currently placed like this manner. Okay, this is called low voltage winding is acting as a primary winding. So and it's called high voltage winding. See here primary winding. Okay, supply and low voltage winding placed near to the core, and high voltage winding is placed away from the core because of insulation purpose. Okay, if you are using high voltage winding near to the core, means so high voltage and high insulation is required to separate the core and winding. Okay, so high voltage winding placed next to the low voltage winding. Low voltage winding placed near the core because of to separate to required insulation level is very less. Okay, to separate this high voltage and low voltage windings. Okay, and also to separate this core and low voltage, less amount of insulation is required. Okay, that's why the low voltage winding places near to the core generally. This cold type transformer, so this is called three different types of limbs. This is called a limb, this is called yoke, this is called yoke, and this is called limb. This is called limb. So here three limbs are left. 1, 2, 3. Here two yokes are there. This is called yoke, Y-O-K-E. It's called yoke. It's called yoke. Okay. So your 3 limbs are there. So you have to place winding. Okay. The winding is placed on in the middle limb. Middle limb of the transformer. Okay. But winding is placed in two sides. Here and here. Winding is placed here in this limb and in this limb. Okay. So but here only in this limb winding is placed. We have to place the winding on this only. Okay. Cell type transformer. For simple construction of transformer, you must need two coils having mutual inductance and a laminated steel core. Okay. For the simple construction of the transformer, so need two coils having mutual inductance and a laminated steel core. Okay, this is called laminated steel core, and this is called two coils. This is called and this is one coil and this called primary and secondary. So in this primary and secondary windings are placed in this limb only. Okay. The device will need some suitable container for assembled core and windings. Okay. A medium with which the core and windings from its container can be insulated. Okay. In order to insulate and to bring out the terminals of the winding from the tank, the bushings that are made from either porcelain or capacitor type must be used. Okay. So windings are connected to the outside of the transformer with the bushings from the tank. Windings from the tank, the bushings that are made from either porcelain or capacitor type must be used. Okay, this is a complete transformer placed in one tank, one container. So that is filled with oil. Okay. In all transformers that is used commercially, the core is made up out of from steel laminations assembled to provide continuous magnetic path with a minimum of air gap included. So like this. Okay. So like this. So one sheet, another sheet, and this. So some minimum amount of air gap and is placed with insulation. Okay. The steel should have high permeability, low hysteresis loss. The silicon steel core material is called as a steel type. Silicon steel generally is having high permeability and low hysteresis loss. For this happen, the steel should be made high silicon content and must also be heat treated. Okay, that's why this steel is added to the silicon. Some silicons is added. So made of high silicon content. So in order to increase the permeability of the transformer core, to increase the permeability of the transformer core, it is added some silicon steel, but is up to certain range. 4 to 5% of silicon steel is added to into the silicon, the steel material, transformer core steel material. So because in order to increase the permeability of the transformer and to maintain the low hysteresis loss, okay, the transformer steel should have high permeability and low hysteresis. So means by adding some silicon into the steel, and then and also heat treatment process also. Okay, so in order to increase the high permeability of the transformer core and low hysteresis loss, so we have to add some silicon steel that is called 4 to 5% of the silicon steel is added into the steel, then permeability of the transformer core increases. Okay. So transformer core is generally a ferromagnetic material. No? The ferromagnetic material is high permeability and low hysteresis loss. Ferromagnetic material is a high permeability and low hysteresis loss. You know well. Okay. So by effectively laminating the core, the eddy current losses can be reduced. Okay, by effectively laminating the core. So the core is laminated. So here this this core. So this core and this core, these two parts, parts, two parts are separated by some insulation. Okay, so this is called insulation. Okay, so your insulation, some in between some insulations are you are using. So we have to use some insulation between these two. So because of to reduce the, so the effectively laminating the core and the eddy current loss can be reduced. So to reduce the eddy current losses, the core is laminated by Okay, so to reduce the eddy current loss. Okay, this lamination can be done with the help of light coat of core plate, varnish, or lay on oxide layer on the surface. Okay, the thickness of the laminations varies from 0.35 mm to 0.55 mm. Understood. So this core is material, transformer core is not made by one single solid type material. Okay. So one is not transformer core is not made by single transformer solid type material. It's a combination of different types of sheets connected together and separated by some insulation level. Okay, insulation separated by each transformer core. This plates are separated by some insulation level to reduce the eddy current losses. If you are using solid type material, there may be increasing the eddy current losses. In order to reduce the eddy current losses, the transformer sheet and each transformer sheets are laminated. Okay, to reduce the minimize the eddy current losses. So generally, thickness of the laminations vary from 0.35 mm to 0.5 mm. Okay, the type of transformers are different in the manner which primary and secondary coils are provided around the laminated steel core. According to the design, transformer can be classified into core type transformer and shell type transformer. Okay, I'm already explained. This is called core type and this is called shell type. Okay. So this is the general transformer inside view. So this is called one tank. So this is called tank. Okay. So in this tank, this is completely filled with oil. This transformer. So this is called tank. So an outside visible part is called tank. Okay, and this tank we have to use we have to place a transformer core, this core. Okay, for two core type transformer. So this transformer winding primary and secondary winding, this transformer we have to place inside of the tank oil. Okay, so skull tank, the tank is filled with oil. Okay, it's placed in the oil like this manner. This primary and its terminals are connected like this bushings. By using bushings, so these transformer terminals are connected outside. This is called bushing. This is also bushing. So primary winding is connected like this, and secondary windings are connected like this. This is called terminals 1 and 2, and this is called insulators. So by using insulators, it is possible to isolate the tank and this winding. Okay, in order to isolate the winding connections and the tank, so we have to use one's insulation. That is generally is called as a bushings. Okay, so oil conservator. So to maintain the oil level in this tank, so we have to use a conservator, and this called this breather. Okay, this is called one outside. So heating, heat dissipating pipes. So heat dissipating. So the transformer oil is circulating like this manner. When the temperature of the winding increasing. Okay, if the transformer is operating means definitely because of losses, the temperature increases. Because of that, to cool the temperature, to cool the transformer winding, so we have to use oil in this transformer. Okay, this is called oil. So when temperature increases, that means the oil is circulating in the outer side, this pipes, and then it is placed in atmosphere, and then the transformer oil is cooled, and then coming back. Okay, to cool the transformer winding, so the transformer core is placed in oil instead of the placed in oil. Okay, so this is some introduction about transformer.